Alright y'all, in this video I want to show you my favorite market cipher trading strategy. Now this strategy is the one that I use most of the time for most of my trades. And what I want to do in this video is I want to go back in time for the past 1 or 2 weeks and show you guys actual trades that I have taken. And just to show you proof that these are actual trades that I have taken, I will come into my private trading Discord, which is accessible for those who are level 2 Patreons on my Patreon account, where I actually post my trades. And I'm going to be walking through why I entered these positions, how I found these positions. And what I want to do in this video is I want to walk you through step by step how you can find those really good entries so you can long the bottom, so you can short the top, so you can have confidence in your trading. And what we're going to do is we're going to tie everything together. And hopefully by the end of this video, you will feel like you have a much better handle on how to use Market Cipher to find those good entries. Now, I feel like a lot of people tend to overcomplicate their charts. Sometimes I'm in the Discord and I see people with these extremely complicated charts, right? They have harmonics, they have Elliott wave counts, not knocking those things at all. All I'm saying is a lot of times it's better to just strip down everything, keep it simple. The more simple you can make your trading, at least in my experience, the more success you will have, because the more variables you have to look at, the more room there is for error, the more room there is for you to miss something. And I see a lot of people with paralysis of analysis. They have all these different things to look at and they're like, I don't know if we're going up, I don't know if we're going down, and they end up getting wrecked. So I want to walk you guys through my strategy step by step that you can use to trade Bitcoin on ByBit or any other exchange you want. And guys, if you do not have Market Cipher and you would like it, you can click the affiliate link in the description of the video. You will get a sweet 5% discount, and I will also get an affiliate commission, so it's a mutually beneficial thing. Also guys, if you are not yet signed up on ByBit and you would like to, I also have an affiliate link down there. You can get a $200 bonus if you deposit 0.1 Bitcoin in the rewards hub. So let us get into this strategy here, guys. So I have here the list of things that you're going to do, and I call this the best Market Cipher strategy because, again, this is the strategy that I like to use. It's not an algorithmic strategy like the 424 strategy, if you're familiar with that. This is going to take a little bit more analysis, and this is a more advanced strategy than the other ones that I have on my channel. If you're interested in seeing my other strategies, go to my channel, check out the Market Cipher tutorial playlist. So what we're going to do first, guys, for this strategy is we are going to mark our key levels, okay? We're going to mark out key levels. This is very important. The foundation of all market structure, of all technical analysis, are price levels, support and resistance, exponential moving averages, Fibonacci levels. And as you can see on my chart here, these horizontal lines I have marked out are my support and resistance levels. These are the basis for all the trades I enter. When I see price coming to one of these levels, this orange line here, this green line here, what I do is I get very interested in entering a trade. And I will not even think about entering a trade unless price comes to one of these levels. And guys, if you don't know how to mark support and resistance levels, I have a lot of free content on my channel walking you through that step by step. But if you want something more structured, I do have a trading course. There's a link in the description of this video, and it's a comprehensive trading course. And we basically go over everything you need to know to become a profitable, confident trader. We go through all the technical analysis you need to know. We go through Market Cipher in great detail. And the purpose of this course is to give you confidence, to teach you how to create your own strategy that you can backtest and become profitable with. If you're interested in that, click the link in the description of this video. But for the sake of this specific video, I am going to be assuming that you guys already know how to mark support and resistance and exponential moving averages and Fibonacci levels and things like that. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to mark your key levels. So right here, I have my daily levels marked. I have my 4-hour support and resistance levels marked. And again, I am not going to look to enter a trade unless price comes to one of those levels. Now, the second thing you're going to do is you are going to have a plan at one of those levels. Okay? What I mean by that is this. Let's say, for example, I see that price is coming down to this orange level. I need to have a plan at this level. I need to have a premeditated, predetermined idea of what type of trade I am looking to enter if price comes to this level. So let's just say that it's the beginning of the trading day, and I'm looking at my chart in the morning, and I'm trying to say, okay, what would be a good trade setup for me to take today? What am I looking for if I want to enter a trade? And I would say to myself, well, it looks like we have some downward momentum on market cipher B. So I can expect price to come down a little bit more, and then I would expect us to bounce off one of these support levels. So I would say, okay, if I see price come down to this orange daily support level, then I will look to enter a long. So what I'm doing is I've marked out my levels. I'm looking at the chart in the morning, and I'm coming up with a plan of what I would do if price comes to that level. So I say to myself, if price comes down to this orange level, then I will look to enter a long position. So then what I do is I wait patiently. I wait patiently, and I don't jump the gun. I don't just enter a trade for no reason because I'm greedy or because I'm eager to trade. I'm going to patiently wait. I'm going to set an alert at this level right here, this orange level. The way you would do that is simply by right-clicking this orange line, and you click Add Alert on horizontal line. And of course, I can't do that because I'm in replay mode. But I do have a video showing you how to set alerts in TradingView on my channel. You can go check that out if you want help with that. But once price comes to that level, this is where we are going to look at market cipher to tell us if we should enter a trade or not. So if I move a little forward here, I can see that, what do you know, price comes down and it perfectly hits this level right here, this support, this orange daily support level. And of course, it happened over the course of 4 hours, but you know, as it was actually happening, this purple candle was coming down, and we could see it as it was coming down to here, right? So when we see price coming down to this level, we are going to look at market cipher B on the higher time frames. Now, I like to use the 4-hour time frame. That is my favorite time frame for trading Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay, when I'm trading Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I only trade Bitcoin and Ethereum on ByBit so that I can use the inverse perpetual contract and stack my crypto, what I'm going to do is I'm going to first look at market cipher B on the 4-hour. And what I'm going to look for is this. If we have just printed a red dot, okay, I will not be looking for a long position. If we've printed a red dot a few candles ago and we are coming down and we are touching a support, I will be looking for a long position. Okay, so I want to just reiterate this. If I see that we are currently printing a red dot as we are touching a support, I will honestly probably not look for any kind of trade, okay? Because I usually don't like to short supports. I like to short resistances. If I see us coming down to a support and a red dot is printing simultaneously on the 4-hour, I will not enter a trade. However, if we come down and touch a support and the red dot has printed a few candles ago, in this case, it was 5 candles ago, then I am looking to enter a long. And the reason for that is because I know that we've printed this red dot, which signifies momentum is coming down, and we've had 20 hours, almost a whole day of time for us to cool off. And I know that pretty soon we're going to print a green dot on market cipher B on the 4-hour. So once I see that we've had time to cool off, that's where I want to take a look at the lower time frames. And I want to see some things on these lower time frames. I'm looking for divergences, specifically bullish divergences. If I'm looking to long, I'm looking for direction, and I'm looking for money flow. If on the higher time frame we've had time to cool off, and if on the lower time frame we see a very clear direction, preferably with a bullish divergence and a money flow crossover, that is how you know to enter that trade. Now, what I want to do is I want to take a look at these trades, and I want to go through them, the trades that I've taken in the past, and show you guys why I entered these trades. So we'll start with this one that I took here on April 4th. Okay, I took this trade on April 4th around midnight. Okay, April 4th around midnight, and I posted that trade in my Discord right here. You can see on April 4th, and this is my entry. Why did I enter? I entered because the daily resistance was flipped to support. In other words, we came down and we touched that level. and this is where I entered, and this is what I saw as I was entering that trade. Okay, so when I saw that we came down and we dumped down and we touched this orange level of support, I was looking at market cipher B on the 4 hour. What I was looking for was I wanted to see something like this. I wanted to start to see that these waves were starting to cross, that the light blue was starting to cross behind the dark blue. And like I said, guys, this strategy is a little bit more advanced. If you're new to market cipher, I recommend you go back and watch my other strategy videos. If you're new to trading, I recommend you check out this trading course. It will really help you. But if you've been doing this for a while, then you can probably follow along with what I'm saying. So we come down to this orange support, and we're trading here for a while, right? For 1, 2, 3, 4, about 16 hours. We're just trading sideways on this support. And when I see that market cipher B is starting to curve under, the light blue wave is starting to curve behind the dark blue wave. We have not yet printed the green dot on market cipher B. We have not printed it yet, but we can clearly see that we're starting to print a bottom on the 4 hour. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to the lower time frames and see if I can find any kind of reason to enter a trade. So let's go down to the lower time frames. Here we are. This is the 6 minute right here. This is the 6 minute right here, and this is the where's that trade? I'm looking for April 4th. Where's that trade? Right here, April 4th. Here's where we entered the trade. Okay, notice something, guys. This is very important. On the 4 hour, we can see that we're starting to print a bottom. I go down to the 6 minute time frame, and what do I see? I see a very clear bullish divergence where the momentum on market cipher B is moving up, while simultaneously the price is moving down. Okay, the price is moving down, and the momentum on market cipher B is moving up. This is what's known as a bullish divergence. A bullish divergence is where price is moving down and yet momentum is moving up and money is coming into the asset. Think about this. If price is coming down and yet money is coming into the asset, this means that the value of Bitcoin or whatever asset you're trading is undervalued. It means it's trading at a price that is too low and there needs to be a correction. And if the price is trading lower than what it should be, that correction is going to be upward direction. So when I see that we've come down to my orange support level, and when I see that we're starting to print a bottom on market cipher B on the higher time frames, and then I come to the lower time frames and I see a bullish divergence, okay? I see a clear direction of money flow. Remember, guys, the money flow is like water in a garden, right? If it's turning green, or in my case blue, because as you guys know, I don't use red and green when I trade. I use purple and blue because it's soothing to the soul. It's soothing to the soul. And I want to start a movement, guys, of making blue and purple the standard trading colors. But when we see this money flow curving from the red into the green, that means money is coming into Bitcoin. When we see the momentum waves printing consecutively higher lows, right? Higher lows, that means momentum is moving up. And this is the signal to enter the trade right here. Okay, I saw a bullish divergence. I saw the money flow crossing from the red into the green on the lower time frames. I saw a very clear direction. Okay, I saw divergence, I saw direction, I saw money flow. Boom, I entered the trade right here when we get the money flow cross. Okay, or soon after. Soon after we get that money flow cross, just to confirm it. And I actually posted this trade in my Discord. Again, you can actually see these trades if you become a level 2 Patreon. There's a link in the description of the video. And this trade turned out pretty well, right? We hit our take profit 1, and then we hit our take profit 2, and then we hit our take profit 3. Okay, we hit our take profit 3 there, and you know, this was one of my scalp trades. And the way I set my take profit levels, guys, the way I set these take profit levels is I use support and resistance, and I go into this in detail in many other live streams of mine. but I also go into much detail on this in the course. If you don't know how to set take profit levels using support and resistance, it's something you should learn, because it will help you ensure that you have winning trades. It'll help you lock in those profits, and it will allow you to never turn a winning trade into a losing trade, right? We want to make sure that we lock in our profits, because nobody ever went broke taking profit. Okay, now what happened here? Well, we had to move up, okay, and then we came back down. I locked in my profits by taking profits along the way up. Each one of these blue lines was a line where I took profit out of the trade to ensure that I was not going to lose this trade. I'd move my stop loss into break even to ensure that if this trade gets stopped out, I've already taken profit 3 times. And if you don't know how to take partial profit, guys, I have a video on this, how to take partial profit in ByBit. Check it out on my channel. But then a few hours later, what happens? We come back down to this orange support, right? We come back down to this orange support a few hours later. And so let's look at this other trade that I took. It was the same day, and I actually posted it in my Discord, and I said, well, y'all, I'm longing this again. We're longing this again, right? We came up, we rode the first time, we got the bounce. I'm like, all right, let's do it again. And what did I see on the 4-hour and on the 12-minute? Well, we can look right here and see on the 4-hour, I saw that we were printing a green trigger wave. We were in the process of printing it. On the 12-minute, I saw a very clear direction where we had 3 bottoms, and then we started printing consecutively higher waves. And so that was my key to enter the trade. So I entered the trade, and then let's see, we hit our take profit 1, we hit our take profit 2, we hit all our take profits, guys. We hit all our take profits with this trade. It was a really nice trade. It was a really nice trade. When all your take profits get hit, that's the way to do it, right? So let's go back to our chart here, and this is where, you know, I entered the trade right on this candle here. I missed a better entry, but I still got a pretty good entry. And let's see if we can find that. Yeah, right around here. So I didn't enter. What day was that? That was April 5th. So yeah, it was right here the second time that I entered. And again, you know, on these lower time frames, you see a very clear direction. You see a very clear direction. So this was the first trade I entered, where we see we're starting to print a bottom on the 4-hour. On the 6-minute, we print all these bottoms. We get a very, very clear crossover. The money flow crosses from red into green. We ride it up. Again, the second trade, we're printing a green dot. As soon as this green dot starts printing on the 4-hour, I come over to my 6-minute, and what do I see? I see, what do you know? We just had a money flow cross, and we have this very clear direction, and we have this divergence where price is coming down and momentum is coming up. So that's how we're going to find those awesome entries. And I can honestly say that if you look for these things, you are going to have some kind of an opportunity to take profit. Okay, doesn't mean you're going to win the trade, right? Because psychology gets in the way, greed gets in the way, but you will have some kind of opportunity to make something on that trade. Okay, let's take a look at one more. So this trade here was a bounce off of an EMA and also a daily support, right? So we came down, we got a bounce off of this orange support and an exponential moving average. And guys, just so you know, exponential moving averages, especially the 21 EMA on the 4-hour time frame, which is ribbon 5 on Market Cipher A. If you come to Market Cipher A and you turn on ribbon 5, this is the 21 EMA. If we are in an uptrend and the 21 EMA is white, okay, there's a very good chance that if we come down and we hit the 21 EMA, we're going to get a significant bounce off of that trade. And I look for these bounces, and I have a lot of success trading them. On April 10th, okay, let's take a look at that on these lower time frames. So we're going to go to April 10th, and we're going to see what we can see. We're going to see what we can see. Okay, look at this. Look at this, guys. April 10th, on the 4-hour, we come down, and we get this touch. We wick all the way down where most people will be too scared to long this. Most people will be too scared to long this, right? because they think that Bitcoin is just going to keep going down. Actually, this orange line should be right here, because you can see that this green 4-hour support, this is my 4-hour support. We come down and we perfectly touch this orange line and this EMA. And take a look at Market Cipher B. We had printed a red dot 1 candle ago. Okay, that means over 4 hours has passed. We've had a lot of time to cool off. And when I come down to the lower time frames, okay, in fact, I can come down even a little bit lower here. The 6 minute, we can even go down to the 1 minute, right? We can come down to the 1 minute, because when we're working fast and we need to find a good entry, we need to use those smaller time frames to kind of help us get those clear entries. So let's go to April 10th, where we're going to try and long this bounce here. And we're getting close, guys. We're getting close. This is our time machine. All right, here we are. Okay, look at this. So we get the bounce. Off this line, right? You can see it right here. We have all these yellow X's. We get the bounce. Boom. Now, because we already went through our process of marking our key levels and waiting for price to come to the level, because we already had a plan that said when price comes down, if price touches this support or this 21 EMA, I will be looking for a long, right? That's already our plan. And because when price did get to that level, we looked at Market Cipher B on the higher time frame and noticed, okay, we were printing a red dot, but we've had some time to cool off. We're not currently printing that red dot. Then we come to our lower time frames, and what do we see on the lower time frames? Well, what do you know? We see very clearly a bottom formed on the 1 minute, and then we see a very clear direction with a money flow crossover. We see a very clear direction with the money flow crossing over on the 1 minute. Okay, so we enter this trade, and you would probably wait until we saw the money flow crossover. And this is how we know that we've bottomed out, right? When we hit a support, we know that we've bottomed out when the lower time frames are giving us that clear direction. But remember, guys, you can't just look for direction on the lower time frames. If you are only looking for direction on the lower time frames, you are going to get wrecked. Here's why. Look, direction, money flow crossover, but we come down further. Direction, money flow crossover, but we come down further. We need to put all these different things together. Okay, this is what we need to do to find those good entries. We can't just look at one time frame. We need to mark our levels. We need to have a plan. We need to look at the higher time frames on Market Cipher, and then we need to look at the lower time frames. And if everything lines up, that's when we enter. And we enter the trade right here. Okay, because we're hitting this right here is where we hit. We see the money flow crossover. Boom, we enter long. We set our take profits, and we ride that up. Okay, let's take a look at a short trade. And these EMA bounces, guys, they're really nice. In fact, where was it? Where did I post that? That was the short trade. These are long trades. That was a short. I posted it recently, and it was fun. It was a really fun trade because I was actually in a coaching session and showing somebody talking about this exact thing while it was happening. So I posted this in my Discord. Wow, we're about to hit a support and the 21 EMA on the 4 hour. Definitely keep an eye out for a long, right? I saw us dumping down. Everyone's freaking out saying, oh, we're going lower, this is the end. Okay, I'm looking to long. And as soon as I see that we hit this daily support level and this 21 EMA, I go long, literally right at the bottom. This was pretty boss, because I don't get to watch the charts this closely, and my alert goes off and I missed the perfect entry. But I really entered right off of that bounce right there. That was pretty cool. And you know what happened? Well, we this was where we got 1% move off that bounce, and then we rode it up to the next support level, and we got a nice like 1.5% move. This was on April 14th. Let's go to April 14th right here. April 14th, 2021, if anyone is familiar with that date. Here it is. And let me see right here, April 1/4. And guys, see how simple this stuff is? Like, by no means am I claiming to be the best trader. In fact, I am far, far from being the best trader. Far from it. But what I do is I like to simplify things, right? I'm I don't trade Elliott Wave. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying, for me, those things are so complicated. If I just have regular old support and resistance levels that I drew by hand, and I'm just looking at Market Cipher, I can find some really good trade entries. And by no means am I the best trader. I'm saying that if you are somebody who's newer to trading, if you are somebody who's struggling to be profitable, if you're somebody who's feeling overwhelmed and feel like you just can't, when you go long, the price goes down, when you go short, the price goes up, maybe you need to take a few steps back, simplify things, come up with a pattern, come up with a strategy like this where you have a plan in advance, where you know what you're looking for in advance, so that when that happens, you can actually take action, okay? For me, as somebody who's not the best trader in the world, simplifying my charts to just basic support and resistance and EMAs and using Market Cipher for Confluence has given me very much success. And that's why I want to share this with you. This is by no means meant to be me saying I'm better than anybody else or anything like that. I'm just saying personally, more advanced trading techniques, they confuse me more than they help me. And so I find to just water everything down to basic support and resistance, looking at Market Cipher, it really has made me have a lot of confidence in these trades. So much confidence I will post them in my Discord because I'm pretty sure I'll be able to get some profit off of them. So let's take a look at a short that I made. Where did I short that? I shorted right before the pump. Right before the pump, I knew that we were going to hit an all-time high. And let's see, where did I post that? Right here. Yeah, so when we came up to this resistance, right before we broke out to the all-time high, if you can see my entry right here, we rejected off this resistance at 61,167 and 0 cents. As soon as I saw that rejection, I entered a short position right here. Now, why did I enter a short position right here? Well, first of all, on the 4-hour, was this the 4-hour? No, this was the 20-minute. Let's take a look at the 4-hour and see what I saw. Obviously, I was looking at the 20-minute when I saw this, that we were printing a red dot on the 20-minute. But this was on April 13th. April 13th, right around midnight. I should have been asleep, but I was trading. So let's see what happened on April 13th, right around midnight. April 11th, April 13th, right here, right at midnight. This candle was my little scalp short. I'm going to put a vertical line here. April 13th at midnight, and then we come over to our 1-minute time frame, and we will go to April 13th at midnight and see what we could have seen there and why I would have entered a short there when everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people were, I shouldn't say a lot of people were shorting this. A lot of people were shorting this. But how did we know that it wasn't going to be the breakout that we were all waiting for? Because everybody was waiting for the breakout. Everybody was waiting for us to hit a new all-time high. But I shorted this. Why? Why did I short this? Well, you know, if we come here, and hang on, if we take a look at, was it April 13th at 12? Okay, so that was noon. Now, I'm actually getting confused of where I actually shorted. I think it... Let me check again. Sorry, guys. So this was April 12th, April 13th. Yeah, right around midnight. So 0 o'clock on April 13th, which was back here. Okay, right here. This blue candle is where I shorted, right here. Right here. This blue candle is where I shorted. Sorry, guys. Okay, so April 13th at 0 o'clock. Let me come to April 13th at 0 o'clock. And what do we see? What do we see? Well, we can see that as soon as we are rejecting off of this resistance level, right up here, we see also that we are getting a money flow crossover on the lower time frames with a clear direction downward, with the clear money flow crossover, telling us that we are coming down at the same time that we're touching the resistance, and we are also, you know, it's very clear, even though we're printing a green dot, it's been some time since we printed that green dot. We come up to the resistance level, and we're getting a very clear direction off of that resistance level. And I'm having trouble finding my place on the chart here, but I entered short right here. We came down, we hit 2 of our take profits, and I saw that momentum was reversing, so I took some extra profit here, and that was a really nice short. And so this is the way that I find trades, guys. This is the way I find trades. Just yesterday at 8 in the morning, I longed this right here. I was a little late on my entry because I couldn't get to my ByBit account in time, but it was still a pretty good entry. I went long at, I guess, yesterday at about 8 in the morning. So if we take a look at the chart, we can see on the 4-hour that it was right here. This was a really nice trade. This was a super nice trade. I probably entered right around here, and it was a really nice, 1.7%, which for Bitcoin, guys, these days is good, right? Because Bitcoin hasn't been having those massive moves. But what did I see when I went long here? Well, I saw that market cipher B on the 4-hour was starting to curve under. It was starting to print a bottom. If we go down to maybe the 6-minute time frame, we can see that, hang on, if we go to the 4-hour, right here at 8 o'clock, April 16th at 8 o'clock, right here, so April 16th at 8 o'clock, right here. Look at what we see. We see a clear bullish divergence where price is rapidly coming down and momentum is rapidly coming up. We see money flow is about to curve and cross over, and as soon as money flow crosses over, we enter the trade and we ride it up for that day. And it was a very nice, like I said, wow, this is telling me a little bit more. This is a 2.73%. I guess I probably, where was my actual entry? Let me see. My actual entry was, oh wow, okay, so I got in at 67.47. I got in at 67.47. So let me see the actual gain that I made. 67.47 was right down here. And wow, so yeah, that was a really nice 3.25% move right there. And of course, I didn't get 3.25% because I took profits up along the way. I take profits out along the way because what that does is it allows me, see, I took some profit out here. It allows me to ensure that the trade is in profit. And let's see. I'm ensuring that the trade is in profit, and we ride it up. We hit our take profit levels. Let's see. Yep, Bitcoin hit all 3 take profit levels for that trade. It was pretty nice. And so that's it, guys. That's how you're going to find those sweet, sweet entries. You're just going to look at the chart, and I'll put this in the description of the video. You're going to have a plan. And just don't overcomplicate things, y'all. Don't overcomplicate things. The simpler you can make your trading strategy, the more success you're going to have, and the more confidence you're going to have. And if you're confident and you have a strategy that you have back tested, and you can know that it has a high win rate, it's going to really help you psychologically. And then you can also know that if you enter a trade at a level of support or resistance, you have a very clear area where the trade becomes invalidated, right? So if I had entered long right here, and I set my take profit levels, I know that if the trade comes down below the support, then we're not going to go back up, and I just get out of the trade and look for the next trade. Like, let's say, for example, I had right here because I thought we were going to come back up when we hit this level. Well, I was very quickly would have been stopped out of the trade, less than 1% stop loss, because I would have put my stop below the last swing low, and a very clear area of trade invalidation. So guys, if you found this video helpful at all, make sure to like the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you guys don't have Market Cipher, make sure to get Market Cipher. It'll really help you out. You can click the link in the description of this video for a for a 5% discount. And again, guys, if you're interested in the course, jasoncaspertrading.com, it will give you everything you need to know. And yeah, thank you guys, and I will see y'all in the next video. God bless.